I mean, pretty great, honestly. All right. How do I keep my hands? Well, I always worked in a nonprofit. Since I graduated from college, I've always been in the social services field. So it was kind of a natural thing for me. And, you know, the work that we do is really important work. So I wasn't going to go anywhere. And it felt like it was an opportunity for me to kind of get a benefit from doing the work that I do anyway. Well, I've worked for Gateway 3 times. This is my third. I've been told I can't leave again. But I've also left and come back, obviously. And so all of my jobs have been in the nonprofit field in Pennsylvania and New York. So I move from different states and still get the same benefit. It's a tedious process that requires that you kind of stay on track and stay on top of your work and your payments. You need to verify that the work you're doing is certified and that the nonprofit that you work for meets criteria. There are some stipulations which they can better determine for you, but it really is about what is the work that I'm doing, what is the organization that I work for, and verifying that each of your employment opportunities are places that the federal government will say meet criteria. So I think that a lot of people who go to school, whether it be undergrad or master's in a social services field, are aware of this. Many people know I kind of went to school knowing that if I did this work, it was the second year that the opportunity was going to be offered. It was the second year that they said this exists, that I would have this opportunity if I stayed working in a nonprofit field. I kind of thought about investments in my future, and I thought about what that would mean for me. And I knew that, you could buy a house and lose a house, but you cannot lose your education if you do the things that you're supposed to do. And so for me, it was an investment in my future and kind of a hope that this would still be an opportunity for me. So that's kind of how it started. It is a process, but it is a worthwhile process. So I think that people who work in other areas of nonprofit, maybe it's marketing, maybe it's accounting, maybe it's even dietary, or, in our public relations office or HR, all those things, if you work for a qualified nonprofit, still meet criteria for public service loan forgiveness. And so it's important that I think other people that work for the organization think sometimes that they don't qualify, but they would qualify. Yeah, so each organization that I worked for, each time I changed organizations where I worked, I had to certify that my employment met criteria. I would recommend doing that as soon as you start a new job, or even if you are transitioning to a new job, checking with their HR department to see if they meet that criteria. And then you have to, every new job you have to certify, and then someone at your employment who usually works in HR can sign off on that qualifying paperwork, verify that you do that. And then I think also it's important to keep track of how many payments you've made. Sometimes they don't get it right, and if you can prove that you made a payment, that payment may qualify, because there's 120 qualifying payments that are on time. So they don't necessarily need to be consecutive payments. Maybe you need to take a month off because you have financial hardship, or maybe you are taking a month off while they're reevaluating your income, because your payments while you're enrolled in the program are income-based payments, income-driven repayments. And so you every year qualify using your current income, and if it changes, they can change that. And so I'm going to make sure that you stay on top of assuring that your payments are qualified and how many payments you've made. I did not do this, but I would really recommend recertifying every year, because you never know when you're going to leave employment. Someone from that employment organization may move on, or maybe for some reason that organization may actually cease providing services, and it'd be really difficult to get records. So, if you wait until the very end and then go back and try to say to all these organizations, hey, can you verify that I work there? You may not be able to do that. So I'd really recommend staying on top of your payments and staying on top of that, assuring that you are at a qualified organization. So after I received my email and finished crying, saying that I had my loans forgiven, I've been able to do some things financially in my life that I previously wasn't able to do. So I was able to buy a house, and that's not something I was able to do previously because I had some pretty hefty student loan that I had to pay every month, and it's been good. It also is a relief to know that it is not there, and it feels like a thank you for working in what can be a really difficult field sometimes. It feels good.